Good morning. Today in math, we are checking out comparing fractions to something we call benchmarks. When we talk about benchmark fractions, we're talking about the fractions that we know the best. So usually we're talking about fractions like 1/2, or we're looking at thirds or quarters, or even tenths, because they're a little bit easy to understand. So in this first question, it says shade half of the figure. So the first thing you're going to do is shade half of the figure, and then you will write 1/2 equals, and then you'll write the fraction that your picture is showing. So in this picture, we have 4 equal sections, and 2 of them are shaded. So we could call this 1/2 of our shape is shaded, or we could say 2 out of 4 pieces are shaded, 2 quarters. And that's just showing that some fractions can use different numbers to show the same amount. So 1/2 is showing the same amount as 2 quarters. So if we look at the next one, we're going to shade half of this shape. So I'm going to shade 1, 2, 3 out of 6. And I could write 1/2 is equal to 3 over 6. Okay, that's the idea for that page, or for that question. The next one says circle the fractions that are more than 1/2. So when you look at it, if it's more than 1/2, you're going to circle it. So if I were to cut this fraction in half, it would be like that. And well, there's more than that part shaded. So this one is more than 1/2. This next one is 3 out of 5. Once again, if I draw a line right down the middle of my circle, I can see I've got more shaded than 1/2. Here it looks like we have 1/2 right on the nose, and so on. So that's how you're going to do number 2. And there's a little box underneath number 2 before number 3. It says, is 3/5 more than 1/2 or less than 1/2? There are 5 parts altogether. So 5 minus 3 equals 2 parts not shaded in. So here's kind of a general rule. If there are more parts shaded than not shaded, then your fraction is going to be greater than 1/2. So 3 parts shaded, 2 parts not shaded, we have more than 1/2. And the other thing we could do is, just like I was doing before, I could draw that line down the middle and just visually check. So here it really wants us to break it down. It says, how many parts are shaded here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts are shaded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 parts are not. And that's all you're going, how many shaded parts does the fraction show? So that's all you're doing. Number 4, it wants to know, is it bigger than 1/2 or not? So 2 out of 5, well, if there were 2 parts shaded, then there would be 3 parts not shaded, which actually makes it smaller than 1/2. So I'm going to draw my symbol so that the bigger side is facing the bigger amount. Or sometimes I think about the greater than and less than symbols as the mouth of an alligator, and it wants to eat the larger amount. Okay, let's do one more. In the next one, we've got 4 over 9. So 4 pieces of a fraction are shaded. Well, 9 minus 4 equals 5. So that means 5 pieces would be not shaded. And that's bigger than 4 pieces. So again, 1/2 is going to be bigger than this amount. Number 5, Karen drank 3/8 of a bottle of milk and Ella drank 6/11. Who drank more? And here's the hint, compare the fraction to 1/2. Number 6 says Glenn ran around 3/5 of a track and you ran around 1/3 of it. Who ran farther? Again, compare it to 1/2. Okay, on the back we just have a little more practice. Here it says Rob really likes pizza, and this pizza has 4 slices, and Rob ate all 4 slices. So he ate 4 out of 4, or 4/4 of a pizza, which means he ate 1 pizza. So in the previous page, we were kind of comparing things to a half. On this page, we're going to be comparing things to one whole thing and also 0. So here it wants us to write what the shaded fraction is showing. So here we have 8 sections out of 8. Oops. So I'm going to do 8 over 8. That's what it's showing. A fraction is equal to 1 if its numerator and denominator are, you could write the same, or you could write the word equal. Right? We've got one whole thing. If we have all the pieces that our whole thing was cut into, if that makes sense. Here, Rob does not like this pizza at all. The pizza has 4 slices. He ate 0, so he ate 0/4 of a pizza. Rob ate none of the pizza. So write if the fraction is equal to or greater than 0. So this first fraction would be equal to 0, right? We have 0 things shaded in. And B, this fraction with 2 pieces shaded in, 2/6, would be greater, right? Something is bigger than nothing. Number 10, a fraction is equal to 0 if its numerator is 0. The last 2 questions, it says shade 2 different fractions between 0 and 1/2, and then write the fractions. And then it wants you to shade 2 different fractions between 1/2 and 1, and then write the fractions. Okay?